We slept until 11 a.m. and then we had some breakfast in the hostel and we are finally out. There are some nice cafes downstairs our hostel. Which one of them is called Nuraman, and we got a Kopisi to start the day. Iced Kopisi, which means in Sarawak language or in Malay, Kopisi Pang. And if you want it without sugar, you have to say kosong. But we said in English, not sugar, and they understood, of course, because everyone here speaks English. It's very easy to get by in English. Now we will walk from the waterfront towards the city center. We are in the city center, but it's very close by. And then we will see the Chinese Museum and the Sarawak Museum and explore the city today. Right, two buildings next to our hotel is the Sarawak Plaza. I think this is the back entrance. This is one of the older, but very well-known shopping malls, as we have read on the internet, but we are here for the money changer because we realized that we're running out of cash. We need money, so watch our videos and we can exchange more US dollars. Now we will just visit Sarawak Plaza with this money changing excuse. It's just right here, but still we have the aircon. Okay, we learned the rate for the US dollars, but there's something about exchanging US dollars or euros in Malaysia, in all of Southeast Asia actually, but mostly we know our experiences in Malaysia, that they tend to give less exchange rate for the smaller denominations like 5 US dollars or 10 US dollars, 20 US dollars get a less favorable exchange rate. You have to bring 50 or better 100 US dollars. And they tend not to accept the stamped ones.
Like this?
Like this, yes. So try to bring ones without stamps when you're coming here, or if you're exchanging to US dollars your own currency, ask the merchant in your country or wherever you are exchanging to give you US dollars, clean bills, and they tend to also not accept the old bills as well. So try new shiny ones without any marks on them. So we learned the rate is 4.33 here, but today's the real rate is 4.40. So we're gonna explore more. And with this excuse, we are walking with the aircon in a peaceful, empty shopping mall. You know, Malaysia is full of these, and Sarawak is no excuse. So we are just gonna go out from the other side. So this is how you get by in a 32-degree tropical climate. Here's a cat statue behind us. It's very close to the Sarawak Plaza, right across Sarawak Plaza. And there is a cat statue here, and there are many others in Kuching as well, because Kuching in Malay, Bahasa Melayu language, means cat. And they think that this city's name is coming from the cats, like the cat city. But there's another theory, which is I think more logical, is that the word Cochin in Chinese means port. So since Chinese were making trade here, doing trade here in the past, the name should most probably coming from Cochin, so meaning the port. So they were also trading longan fruit here, and longan fruit is like a big round grape, and in Malay language, longan is called mata kucing, meaning the cat's eye. So the name is probably evolved from both Kuching and longan, something like that. But today there are a lot of cats here and a lot of cats on the streets. We have, I think, 3 or 4 cats in our hotel lobby. They are living there with us. So Kuching is famous with its cats.
So we are staying with them in the
yes,
hotel
it's their house.
I think they own the place.
Yes, seems like that because they are, you know, sleeping even on the computer. right from the back of Imperial Hotel, we headed to the waterfront, and Gökay is leisurely hanging out here. This might be the palace right across the water, and this is the famous waterfront of Kuching. And now we're gonna walk it and explore. We are in the waterfront of Kuching now, cooling off under the shade, which is really beautiful and breezy. And just next side of the river, the opposite side of the river, there is a Fort Margarita, this golden roof, I think is part of a gallery or a museum there. And behind us you can see the Danulhara Bridge, which is a pedestrian bridge connecting the two sides of the river. Now we will make our way up to the bridge and explore around, maybe while we find a cafe, and then lazily spend the day away. This kingdom used to be, Sarawak kingdom used to be a part of Brunei in the past until the 1800s, I think. And after 1800s, there was a man called James Brooke, and James Brooke helped Brunei kingdom, I think, stop a rebellion or something. And the Brunei kingdom just gave Sarawak as a gift to him. How nice it is that someone is gifting you a huge piece of land to just set up your personal kingdom. Of course, I think there are other things like maybe trading, maybe a relationship with the British, I don't know. But this was his personal kingdom until the Second World War, and we'll talk more about history while we visit the museums around. Right at the waterfront, we found a beautiful cafe called James Brooke, and then there is the Chinese Heritage Museum, which is free to visit, and now we will visit it. And right across the Chinese Heritage Museum, there is a Chinese temple called Tua Kok Peng, and this Chinese Heritage Museum is talking about the Chinese influence on Sarawak, which will be an informative and cool place to visit, I think. Unfortunately, another closed free museum. Maybe they are closed because because of the pandemic, or maybe they are closed for renovation. We don't know, but we couldn't visit it. And now we are continuing our walk on the waterfront of Kuching, and we will head to the bridge, cross over, and see the fort and surroundings. And then
we have heard from our hotel guide that many things are closed, even bus lines.
Yes. To main spots, right?
Yes, are no longer operating between the spots.
So we're continuing our walk on the waterfront. While walking towards the bridge from the waterfront, we are also passing by the main bazaar street of Sarawak. This is actually called Jalan Main Bazaar. From Turkey. Oh, good day, heaven. Malaysia, perfect. Oh. So the workers stopped me and asked where I am from. They're very friendly. And this is called the main bazaar street, Jalan Main Bazaar, where all the cafes and shops are. Maybe we'll stop by a cafe afterwards.
So there are boat cruises here?
There are boat cruises here. How much are they? 19 ringgit per hour. Around $4 US. So apparently there is another boat cruise here, which is a sunset cruise. 70 ringgits per person, including live commentary, orange juice and cake, right here. The other one was 19 ringgits for 1 hour.
I think it was a long boat.
Yes, it's a long boat. This is a big ship like that, but I prefer a long boat when I'm here. Wouldn't you? While walking towards the bazaar, towards the bridge, we came to a Sarawak craft bazaar right on the waterfront, and now we're gonna visit it. to see inside. Yay! On the other side of the Jalan main bazaar, right from the bridge, is the old courthouse. I'm not sure if we can visit it. And there is an old prison tower here, just at the foot of the bridge, Anadarul Bridge, and then we will head to the other side. Okay, the weather is so hot, we decided to take a look at the old courthouse because it looks like a gathering point, like a center, like touristic center or a cafe, and also we will see the building. We decided to take a break at this beautiful cafe, with me insisting, and we are having orange passion fruit soda with no extra sugar, but it's very sweet, and double espresso. Perfect cure for a very hot day. And we learned that there is a museum or gallery here, and we will take a look at it after we finish our drinks. After having a great coffee, we weren't expecting it to be this delicious, and great orange juice and passion fruit soda. Now we are heading to the bridge finally. If we don't get distracted by something else, we will cross the bridge to see the orchid garden, and also I think there is a palace there. Let's see if we can get in. In a view watching platform on the bridge. Here is the Astana. It's, I think, kind of a palace, and here is the Kuching Mosque, very much like the Ortaköy Mosque in Istanbul. And here is the platform where you can see the city silhouette, the Hilton, the waterfront, and the whole bridge. We came to the Orchid Park behind the Astana building, I think. And I read this place from a blog, and it was stating that it was free to visit and it was a beautiful garden. So we wanted to see it while we have crossed the bridge. Let's see what's inside. We just entered the premises. They gave us a brochure with a map, and there is a cool house for orchids displays. Now we're going to visit the cool house, and from there we will just walk around the garden. But the orchids, I don't know if you can see, they're like trees here. This is kinds of orchids. They have orchid flowers at the top, and I'm amazed with this because in Turkey we are trying to keep our orchids alive inside our living rooms with lots of effort, but here they are thriving. Wow. Today is our last day in Kuching, and we have our Kopisi from downstairs, from Nuroman Café. And Kopisi, you have to say without sugar, otherwise you'll get with sugar. So we have our coffee. We are sitting by the riverside, just across what's that?
Sarawak
Divan,
Parliament.
the Parliament building, and we are under the trees. Although it's a bit hot now, we are walking slowly to the Sarawak Museum because we didn't have a chance to visit it before. Now we will visit the Sarawak Museum, St. Thomas Cathedral, and maybe take a look at the Borneo Cultural Museum before we make our way to an air-conditioned beautiful cafe and spend the rest of the day waiting for our flight, because I think there is not much left to do in the city for us. And then what else are we going to see? Maybe a Sikh temple we can do. Okay. Today we are going in for snacks again after seeing the building of Sarawak Museum. So there is a big grass area just in front of the Plaza Merdeka, because I think this is the Merdeka Square maybe. So between Plaza Merdeka and Borneo Cultural Museum, there is this beautiful place. And now it's time for us to grab some snacks and drinks and to go to the waterfront. So this is Plaza Merdeka. We are right in front of Padang Merdeka, a big oval of grassland in the middle of the city. And behind me is the Borneo Cultural Museum. And this, on the other side, as we said yesterday, there is the Plaza Merdeka shopping mall. While we are walking to Sarawak Museum and Borneo Cultural Museum, on the way here, right in the corner of Padang Merdeka, is St. Thomas Cathedral, which is a cathedral built in 1956, but they tried to build it like for more than 100 years, because first they built it out of wood, and then it was destroyed, and then it was restored, and then the Japanese came and used it as a storage, so they needed a new building. It was only in 1856 that they could complete a building that was built with a brick, and which was designed by an architect from England. I think the Royal Highness Princess of the Duchess of Kent, came for the foundation opening of the construction in 1854, and then the building was completed in 1856. It's a beautiful building, and right when we saw it, we thought it was from the 1960s, and we were right about it. And now we are walking to Sarawak Museum. came to Sarawak Museum the entrance is free, by the way. We couldn't find this information anywhere on the internet because the Sarawak Museum comes as the Borneo Cultural Museum, which is across the road. Borneo Cultural Museum, I think, has an entrance fee of 50 ringgits, but Sarawak Museum here does not have any entrance fees. It's free to visit and it's open until 4 p.m. during the weekends and until 4:45 during the weekdays. We first entered the Natural History Museum part. I think it should be interesting because the Borneo natural life is really diverse and there are animals that you can't see anywhere else, starting with crocodiles. Of course you can see crocodiles, but after seeing the Natural History Museum, now it's time to move on to the History Museum. Turtle management stairs, like that here. And we are climbing the stairs to the other side of the building. By the way, the building is very colonial and really looks nice with the palm trees, but it's very hot.
This is the clearing, is known as the burial poles. The history behind it is very amazing actually and dark.
Borneo Cultural Museum is right across Sarawak Museum, but I think what was being presented in Sarawak Museum has now been moved to Borneo Cultural Museum. There is only a natural history part of the Sarawak Museum now, and we are crossing to Borneo Cultural Museum, and according to the information I could find on the internet, the entrance fee is 50 ringgits now for foreigners, but we're going anyway and we're gonna ask what is the entrance fee and if we can use the facility and see what's inside. And luckily the walkway is covered because it's really hot. Even though it's only 32 degrees, it's in the middle of the day and it's a little bit tiring. So we entered the Cultural Museum now. It's only open until 4 p.m. during weekends. There is a beautiful cafe downstairs as well as a beautiful souvenir shop. And the information is right here. So now we're going to learn how much the entrance is. 50 ringgits for foreigners. Wow, that's a steep price. And we didn't enter the museum because it was 50 ringgits. But we are browsing around the souvenir shop and they have interesting stuff. Actually, these mostly are sold in the shops in the city center, but here they are more nicely presented. And we really like this upcycling, forward cycling project that they did with the fan cases and this Borneo baskets. They made a beautiful light here using LED lights, and they are selling all kinds of bags, boxes, accessories, batik, some kitchen utensils made out of local materials. Shawls, bags and serviettes. This is a Keleriang of the Bornean culture of the Penan tribe, I think, or two tribes are using this. They are actually burying their dead people after they die, and after 1 year they dig up their graves, take out the remainings, they put the remaining bones inside jars and they place them inside these poles according to their ranking. But they only do this for important people, and while they are putting these remainings there, they make a ritual, and they just sacrifice a person to the gods because they want good fortune, because they want to make sure nothing bad happens. So they sacrifice a person by crushing them beneath these poles, and then they put the remainings of their 1 year dead bodies inside the compartments of these keleriangs. And then they, I think, put this inside their village or maybe into the graveyard. Right next to Borneo Cultural Museum, we found another museum which is called the Islamic Heritage Museum. And since it's shady, we are entering. Okay, we came to Plaza Merdeka because it's so hot and we are having lunch here. We chose to eat rice, chicken curry, fried vegetables, but it's only lady fingers, it's okra. And we are also waiting for a kind of soup.
Kind of a tom yum.
Yeah, tofu soup with chicken broth instead of the spicy fish broth. And we are waiting for that as well. All the cost is, I think, 22 ringgits for us. The shopping mall is not very lively, but there are nice places to have lunch, and at least they have the aircon, so we will stop here and rest a little bit while we have lunch. After having lunch and resting a little bit, we came to the Indian street, which is right at the exit of Plaza Merdeka. Now we will explore the Indian street. We are just wandering around aimlessly after India market because I think it's Ramadan, they were all closing their shops. So we saw something called a mural street on the map, an orangutan mural street. So we decided to take a look at it. There are nice murals and wall paintings here just across open air market. Open air market is actually not open air, by the way. It's it has a roof on top of it, and now we will see the murals here. Now we are making our way back from the waterfront, and I think with the time of sunset and iftar time, the city will be more lively. We are seeing some stalls being set up in the on the waterfront. We will look at them, and then we're just gonna take a walk here on the waterfront.
Guna aspirin, jangan sampai nanti aku rapping bahasa Mandarin. Lepas ini masih ada yang cakap aku tidak paham lagu Benny dikategorikan dalam backlog. Benny suka shock sendiri macam ada seorang budak gila. Nama Facebook Fabian Nylon, mungkin hanya Snoopy Stangsi tapi mengaku stafal nylon. Dia diss Mama Benny dulu, dia cakap fuck Mama Benny kalau Mama nampak buka Fabian.
Apparently we are tired because we sat down like 2 minutes later on the waterfront to watch the sunset, and sunset is behind us. So, and these stairs is a nice place to spend the evening and have some bite with the locals. There are some crocodile statues here by the waterfront, as you can see, because we have learned yesterday that crocodiles, there is a problem of overcrowded crocodiles here in Kuching. So our hostel owner told us that be careful if it rains too much, or if we are on a place where our feet are in the water, like the riverside, or maybe
Like now.
Yes, in a riverside. But luckily we are on the stairs, that we could have been eaten by a crocodile. So this is a problem here in Kuching, and he said every year there are news about people being eaten by crocodiles as a whole, or sometimes a hand or a feet, like sharks. But this is not comforting, because when you're in Malaysia, you can find yourself walking near a stream, a river, or in a forest anytime. Like even if you're in the city center, you can find a snake, a lizard, anything. So just we are watching ourselves in order not to be eaten by a crocodile.
You should mention that why is there an overpopulation of crocodiles? Because nobody, in some countries, they consume crocodiles as a meat, as a chicken meat or like something like that.
They are edible.
Yes, but here they are not consuming the crocodiles.
Yeah.
So they are overpopulated, and they are not killing them?
Yeah, because the hostel owner told us that there is an agreement between crocodiles and man here in Kuching. They say we don't kill you, you don't kill us, we don't eat you, you don't eat us.
But I think crocodile doesn't agree on their
and
end.
Mr. Oliver also says, I think this agreement is not working, but still there is an overpopulation. Sun has not set as we have expected it. It just disappeared behind the mountains and clouds, and the city came alive after the sunset because now it's not hot anymore, it's breezy and nice. And today we have seen the city center of Kuching, and tomorrow we will go to the mango orangutan center. We rent the car and today I think we keep walking around on the waterfront and on the restaurant street of Kuching. Now this is the end of our 4 days in Kuching, and we are heading to our hotel to get our luggage, and from there we're gonna head to the airport. We had a nice 4-day trip in Kuching. It was easygoing. We only had a 1-day day trip out to Anaray's village and to Semango Orangutan Park. We didn't do any trekking or extreme traveling. We just enjoyed the city and its surroundings, and it was nice just walking around the waterfront and trying some dishes here. So now this marks the end of our trip in Kuching.
This is the Hong Sang Si temple. This temple is the first place that Hokkien people settled in Kuching area, and this is one of the main spots in Kuching. Tonight we decided to have dinner at Nuraman Café just under our hotel. So here is our hotel with the pineapples. There is the Woodpecker Lodge, and here it is the Nuraman Café. And we ordered 1 beef noodle and 1 prawns with rice, but they just took the order wrong. And we were lucky because we got a huge beef noodle here with an extra beef soup and extra beef noodles. So it's actually for 2 people. I'm not sure what we ordered, but the lady said this is beef for, and they apologized for taking our order wrong. But I think it's better for us. We canceled the other order, and now we're gonna eat beef noodles. These are the beef noodles. These are the beef noodles.
Beef noodles, and you see it's including tripes and also eggs. And Lukai took all the beef soup, extra beef soup with tripes here. What are we eating?
B4.
B4, yes. This is Nuraman Cafe. They have excellent hot pot, by the way. Kuching is absolutely beautiful when the night falls. They light up the waterfront. There are some cafes that become alive, and the buildings are also lit up. We love Kuching at night time. It's more lively than the daytime, and there are some cafes here open. This is going to be the shortest hotel room video ever because it's only 10 square meters and you can see it behind me. I think the video is over now. Now we came to Kuching and we're staying in Woodpecker Lodge. This is our bathroom. You can see the shower behind me and the toilet bowl, and I'm just one step out, and this is the room, the complete room. This is a double standard room. We have a TV. We don't have a kettle, but there is a kitchen downstairs which we can use 24 hours. And we also have a shelf here. See? The shelf and the rubbish bin. It seems cleanish, like I think it's standard for a hotel like this in Malaysia, but the guy running it is really nice. We had some problems with AirAsia, but we're here, it's almost 10 p.m. and I think we're going to bed and we're gonna watch TV because it's so close to the bed.
You can't miss it.
Yeah, and tomorrow we're gonna go discover Kuching. Wow.